nuclear weapons are unlike any other weapon in history. They possess unimaginable destructive power, capable of wiping out entire cities and causing widespread devastation. The world witnessed this terrifying potential in 1945 when the United States used atomic bombs against Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan, effectively ending World War II. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki left an indelible mark on the global psyche, demonstrating the horrifying consequences of nuclear war. The images of the devastated cities and the suffering of the survivors served as a stark reminder of the immense power of these weapons. The United States emerged from World War II as the first nation to develop and use nuclear weapons. This development was driven by a combination of factors, including a desire to end the war quickly and concerns about the nuclear ambitions of Nazi Germany. However, the US monopoly on nuclear weapons was short-lived. The Soviet Union successfully tested its own atomic bomb in 1949, ushering in an era of nuclear rivalry known as the Cold War. This development fundamentally shifted the global power balance and instilled a deep sense of fear and uncertainty in the world. The Cold War was a period of intense geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. Both superpowers engaged in a dangerous arms race, amassing vast nuclear arsenals capable of destroying each other many times over. This competition created a constant threat of nuclear annihilation, known as mutually assured destruction, or MAD. The doctrine of MAD argued that neither superpower would risk a nuclear attack because it would inevitably lead to their own destruction. This concept, while terrifying, ironically served as a deterrent against all-out nuclear war. Throughout the Cold War, the US pursued a policy of containment, aiming to prevent the spread of communism and Soviet influence around the world. This policy included providing military and economic aid to countries deemed vulnerable to communist takeover and forming military alliances like NATO. The US also actively sought to prevent other countries from acquiring nuclear weapons, viewing their proliferation as a direct threat to its security and global stability. This concern led to the creation of international treaties and organizations aimed at regulating nuclear technology and preventing its spread. While the Cold War eventually ended with the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, the threat of nuclear proliferation remains a major concern for the United States. The US government believes that the more countries possess nuclear weapons, the higher the risk of these weapons being used, either intentionally or accidentally. Today, several countries, including North Korea, Iran, and Pakistan, pose significant challenges to the international non-proliferation regime. North Korea, in particular, has conducted numerous nuclear and missile tests in defiance of UN Security Council resolutions, raising alarm bells across the globe. The US government is also concerned about the potential for terrorist groups to acquire nuclear weapons or materials. The consequences of a nuclear terrorist attack would be catastrophic, potentially leading to widespread panic, economic collapse, and even war. In response to these evolving threats, the US has adopted a multi-pronged approach, combining diplomacy, sanctions, and military deterrence to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and mitigate the risks posed by existing nuclear arsenals. The international community has long recognized the existential threat posed by nuclear weapons. In 1968, the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, or NPT, was opened for signature, aiming to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons, promote cooperation in the peaceful uses of nuclear energy, and work towards nuclear disarmament. The NPT has been a cornerstone of global non-proliferation efforts, but its effectiveness depends on the commitment and cooperation of all states. The US has played a leading role in promoting the NPT and urging other countries to join the treaty and abide by its provisions. Moving forward, diplomacy and international cooperation are crucial to addressing the challenges of nuclear proliferation and preventing nuclear war. The US must work with other countries to strengthen the global non-proliferation regime, address regional security concerns, and reduce nuclear arsenals worldwide. Ultimately, the goal should be a world free of nuclear weapons, where the horrors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki are never repeated. Achieving this vision will require sustained effort, political will, and a shared commitment to peace and security for all.